Well, if anything you would like to add to the vlog, please say it now.
My scrubs.
Scrubs. Well, it's going to be on the same channel as yours, I guess.
So let's do a throwback to December 2017. IB exams were over for me. I was done. I had a few months before national service started, so bright-eyed, bushy tail, I wanted to explore the world. I had a friend of mine from high school, from JCP, who had some relatives in New Zealand, so I decided to do a bit of a solo trip first before meeting up with them. And, I really wanted to vlog, to record these experiences, just so I had something to look back and reflect upon. I've always wanted to make this into a vlog, but, fast forward 6 years, life got in the way. First it was national service, after that, after national service, 4 years of university. The footage got lost, computer crashes happened, and it was just recently when I was cleaning up my hard drive, I just managed to find some of this old footage, and yeah, I'm really putting it together in, I guess you could say, a retrospective vlog to try and really capture how I felt the first time I traveled solo. So here it is. I hope you guys enjoy it. Challenges of traveling solo really didn't hit me initially. Flying from Singapore, I had the privilege of flying Singapore Airlines suites. I managed to get a fantastic deal on that with points. I was ecstatic, I was elated, I was over the moon. So that was all fine and dandy, flying in a class better than first, all the way to Auckland, getting my luggage out, getting priority luggage in Auckland, all fine and dandy. I boarded the Skybus, I went into the CBD, it dropped me off, and I was like, shit, damn, what do I do now? There was nobody to take care of me, nobody to guard the bags, nobody helped me check in. I was completely alone, and I guess that was a little bit terrifying. You're so used to traveling with people, be it family or friends, that tell you what to do, tell you how to do it, and for the first time I was there with no one to tell me what to do, when to eat, or what to see. I was absolutely lost. So found a hostel, checked in. I think the first thing I did was just crash in the bed. That was like probably in the afternoon or something, just because I had spent the entire flight just chilling, vibing, enjoying the first class experience. So it really hits you the first time you sit down and have a meal. You sit down, you're alone in a restaurant. It just doesn't feel normal because growing up, traveling, you've always had someone else there with you, someone else to talk to, someone else to engage with, and now you're just here alone. It is a little bit terrifying. And so really, slowly, bit by bit, you come to, at least for me, I came to make peace with myself, eating alone, enjoying the bliss that you get while eating alone, maybe reading a book, or just, if you're in a place with a lot of backpackers like the hostel, talking to people while I make my meals, making new friends like that. And yeah, so slowly, bit by bit, over the years, you get a lot better at it. You get a lot better with sitting with yourself, just being alone, and making new friends. And I guess the one last thing that really struck me throughout this trip was like, shit, everything costs money. I'm broke as shit. having not paid for everything and having not paid for everything during the trip, right? It's only when you start paying for things that you realize, shit, everything costs money. I have to be more frugal. One hot meal a day, no budgeting, right? It's either a hot meal or a pint of beer, either or. Can't choose, kind of both. So, yeah, navigating these challenges, I'm glad to have navigated them at the age of 18 during the solo trip. And I'm glad that, and I hope other people will too. For me, one of the cheaper ways to travel to North Island was joining one of these tour groups that were primarily catered to backpackers, youths like myself. I think back in 2017, I joined this Round the North Island bus run by Stray Travel, and traveling around the island, these long bus trips, it made me more comfortable talking to my fellow travelers, people who were traveling with me. They were slightly curious because I was the only Asian kid there. It really isn't the norm for Asian kids to do a gap year or do these things, at least back then. Maybe now it's a little bit more accepted. And I realized that a lot of the people who were traveling around a lot of these backpackers were a fair bit older than me, mid-20s, even early 30s. Prior to going on this trip, I had always had this very Singaporean life mindset. It's a very singular life path, Primary school, secondary school, JC. After JC, if you're a guy, you do your national service. After that, university, get a job, get married, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But hanging out with these are people who have taken something a little bit more unconventional, at least to me. Taking a break, 6 months, 1 year to explore the world, to really explore the world and understand themselves. So it exposed me to these like alternate pathways. Perhaps the singular pathway that I've come to internalize might not necessarily be the best or be the one that I wanted to take. And talking to these people, I really did a fair bit of introspection, thinking about where I wanted to go, where I wanted to end up, what I wanted to do in college. And, well, frankly, it left me with more questions than answers, and I guess that's one of the reasons why I applied and got into Yale and US, just because I really had no idea where I wanted to go. But an unfortunate reality of solo traveling, backpacking, meeting these people is that really you form these really good friendships over a beer at the backpackers bar, but they're so transient. 6 hours, maybe a day or two later, these people just leave and they go on their own adventures. And initially, that was something that I found quite hard to accept and wrap my head around. You form such strong friendships, but they generally fade away. But I guess after a little bit, after some time, I've grown to accept it, and it's just a way of backpacking. It's just a way of backpacking, You have all these people with very similar mindsets, and so it's very easy to form solidarities with them. But at the same time, these relationships, these friendships are very much tangential. You just meet at a point before diverting off and living your own lives. And I guess, yeah, that would be the only non-material downside of backpacking for me. I mean, material downsides are aplenty if you're traveling solo. No one to share a room with, no one to share food, and always having to take care of your stuff. So, despite all of this, I've grown to enjoy solo travel a lot more. I've been going on a lot of trips, and maybe next week I'll do a solo travel China train trip. So if you want to check that out, stay tuned for the next couple vlogs. I'll be doing a little bit of, in the next few vlogs, I'll be doing a little bit of catch up, trying to upload the content that I've been wanting to upload from 2020, 2021, and then, jumping back into the future. So I'm not sure how it's going to be like. It might be interspersed, but if you enjoy this, or if you want to support the channel, or if you're just a friend that someone that we've crossed paths with, that I've crossed paths with over the past 5-6 years, just do watch this and reminisce on the times that we've traveled together, and hopefully our paths will cross again in the not too distant future.